Bosa has ushered in a new era of San Francisco 49ers football. The team has been collecting assets, building towards a rebirth of this organization, and Bosa being drafted number 2 overall in the 2019 draft fit the final puzzle piece into place. When the 49ers acquired Dee Ford for a 2020 second-round pick, this gave the 49ers a 1-2 punch that reminds me of the dominant Von Miller and DeMarcus Ware tandem, or the deadly Robert Mathis and Dwight Freeney duo that wreaked havoc in the AFC for years. And though Bosa won Defensive Player of the Week in Week 5, he's not getting nearly the attention he deserves. And let me tell you why. To start his career, Bosa has 4 sacks, 7 quarterback hits, 19 hurries, and 30 pressures in 119 pass rush opportunities. That last number, 30 pressures, is straight up record-setting. In the last 20 years, nobody has pressured the quarterback this efficiently, and this is only the first 5 games of his entire career. Bosa is converting his pass rush to pressure rate at 25%, 1 pressure in every 4 rushes. For context, just going through the last few Defensive Players of the Year, Aaron Donald in each of his last 2 seasons was at 19% both years. Khalil Mack in 2016 was also at 19%, and JJ Watt was 15% and 18% back when he was at the height of his powers. How is Bosa shot out of a cannon in his first 5 games, tearing up turf with unmatched efficiency? There are so many types of pass rush moves: rips, pulls, clubs, swipes, swims, spins, chop rips, pull clubs, but Bosa focuses on just 3 main moves, each of which set the next move up to work. It all starts with what he calls the side scissors. Others call it a swipe, side swipes, or a swipe and rip, but Bosa and every lineman who has played under defensive line coach Larry Johnson at Ohio State was groomed within the side scissors philosophy. From his first step, he will move one of 3 ways, and they all look virtually the same. He'll take an inside jab step to freeze the tackle and bait out his hands, which sets up the outside side scissors. Off of that, he'll take an outside jab step to set up inside side scissors. When the O-lineman leans back and drops his hands, Bosa will bull rush and run straight through your face. Like every great pass rusher, Bosa has strategized a plan before each and every snap. He's about to fly around you or punch you right in your mouth. You can look at this 3rd and 5 against the Steelers as a great example of his primary move. The 49ers line him up in a wide 9 technique, which means he's on the outside shoulder of where the tight end would be. This is where the 49ers almost always line him up. On Bosa's outside side scissors technique, he'll take 1 to 2 steps to quickly get upfield, then take a jab step to the inside, which accomplishes 3 things. It freezes the tackle and stops his feet cold. Then the lineman will either strike with his hands too early or completely drop them to his side. This also is the perfect setup for Bosa's inside side scissors move. The jab step to the inside gets left tackle Alejandro Villanueva to put out his hands early, then tries to attack Bosa's inside hip, which is exactly what he wants. As his left arm connects with Villanueva's bicep, Bosa's right arm swings around to push the wrist inside to get around the corner. This inside step is critical to Bosa's entire repertoire. Villanueva wants to outleverage Bosa by striking him in the chest to get under his pads. He thinks Bosa is attacking the inside hip, so he anchors down to throw a powerful punch. But Bosa is so quick, Villanueva can only grab the outside of his arm. Since he stays inside and doesn't continue to kick step, Bosa side scissors to the outside and throws Villanueva off of his feet. He's initially doing a decent job with his hands. He's using the bait technique where the lineman will show his hands to get the pass rusher to shoot his hands out first. This is the chess match, the game within the game. Whoever shows their hands first is essentially showing the other his cards at the poker table. However, Bosa is so quick, he perfectly positions his inside hand on Villanueva's armpit, then attacks his high hand, which is his outside hand, and gets flush on his bicep. He'll use this for leverage to push off and will side scissors swipe his right hand into Villanueva's outside wrist. Now, let's focus on how Bosa marries his feet, hips, and hands, and what he does to snap his hips to the quarterback. Upon contact, he's going to drive his inside leg through his body to set his hips up to be aimed directly at his target. Left arm, left leg, roll hips all in one fluid motion. Each motion relates to the next and creates fantastic efficiency within his pass rush. If every lineman does extensive film study, why don't they cheat just a little bit to the outside to combat this outside side scissor move? Well, that's exactly what Bosa wants you to do. He knows linemen are scared to death of being beat to the outside and having their quarterback's head torn off. So that's why the foundation of his game is built on his counter moves. On 1st and 10 in the fourth quarter, Bosa is going against Drax the Destroyer left tackle Andrew Whitworth, who has seen plenty of outside side scissors from Bosa throughout the game. Bosa knows he has him right where he wants him. A counter move to the inside will be deadly. At the snap, Bosa takes a power step and then a jab step outside. He quickly closes the space on Whitworth, who is completely oversetting to cut off the outside. Whitworth puts his inside hand or high hand on Bosa first. Whitworth is known for using the strike first technique so that he can control the rusher and keep him in place. That overset from Whitworth is his way of deterring the outside move. By keeping his hands on Bosa and by keeping his leverage down, he can ride Bosa outside and around the pocket. Whitworth is cheating so much to the outside that he begins to do what the coaches call opening the gate. You can see his left hip and left foot cheating out and oversetting for that devastating outside move. On his kick step at the snap, he is petrified of Bosa's threat to take the edge, so he overcompensates and he opens the gate. This helps against the outside move, but if the rusher counters and jumps inside, you are absolute toast. Bosa knows from the jump that Whitworth is cheating. He knows he likes to strike first, and he knows exactly how to burn him. After the jab step outside, Bosa attacks the wrists and forearms, inside side scissors his arms, and bursts upfield. He uses Whitworth's hand as a springboard to accelerate himself inside, and he would have sacked Goff if Whitworth didn't chokeslam him before he could get there. You don't need a lot of pass rush moves, you just need a counter move off of what you do best. Teams quickly realize that they need to chip Bosa. Here they pull the backside guard and have running back James Conner chip him from the outside. Villanueva knows he has help, and his first assignment is the linebacker if he comes. When he doesn't, Villanueva slides towards Bosa. He figures Bosa will try and speed rush the edge due to the initial inside slide. Bosa breaks upfield, but instead of inside or outside side scissors, he throws the counter punch off of the counter punch and bull rushes Villanueva into the air. When offensive linemen start to sit back in their stance to wait on Bosa's inside or outside moves, the bull rush attacks quickly with a powerful rush, the perfect counter. He completely out-leverages Villanueva, drives his hands up into his chest plate while keeping his thumbs straight up in the air. The Steelers coaching staff made it a point to designate 3 Steelers all to stop Bosa. He doesn't throw many types of punches, but I assure you, each jab will knock you the hell out. These moves work so well together, they're almost impossible to stop. When he puts it all together into a perfect rep, it is a thing of sheer beauty. These side scissor swipes can devastate a lineman over the course of a game. The end of week 1, his first game ever in the NFL, provides the perfect example of how devastating his side scissors move can be. Left tackle Donovan Smith has already allowed a sack and 4 pressures, and he is dog-tired at the end of this game. Bosa starts upfield, then jabs inside while leaning all his weight to the side he wants Smith to go. When his jab step lands, he completely opens Smith's gate to the inside. By threatening and closing the space, Bosa baits Smith's hands out early before he has shown his. In one clean move, he outside side scissors, slamming Smith's outside low hand back inside, drags his inside leg all the way through to square himself to the quarterback while rolling his hips into perfect position. I mean, this is incredible. Now, Smith does a good job of recovering and not allowing the sack, but this is an absolute textbook rep by Bosa, and this was the very first game of his career. The 49ers are playing Nick Bosa primarily from a wide 9 technique, which is very far away from the line of scrimmage. Though previously at Ohio State, he had played much more 5 technique, which is outside the tackle's shoulder. Wide 9 is reserved more for speed rushers who can eat up ground quickly, such as D Ford, and it gives them a better angle to get around the tackle. This is only the beginning of Bosa's potential. He could do even more damage if he bumped inside slightly, was closer to his target, could draw out the offensive tackle's hands quicker, and counter the tackle with outside or inside scissors. The 49ers have him playing at a wide 9 right now, but this is only a taste of what he can do because he's that much more effective when playing inside. Regardless, Bosa is on a record-setting pace and is taking the league by storm. He is a world beater, a barbarian, an efficient, compact machine, and he's here to destroy who or whatever gets in his way. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe in the bottom right for new episodes every week. There are more Patreon donations from last week, and I can't thank you enough for contributing to the growth of this channel. If you donate even $1 if you like this show, you can unlock some cool stuff on my Patreon. I've been posting a few plays from Shanahan's playbook, which I had to search forever to find, and you unlock my weekly picks against the spread. So next week I'll be looking at this 49ers-Redskins game. If you have a topic you want me to cover, just drop something in the comment section or reach out to me at AlexRollinsNFL on Twitter. All right, see you next week.